Good evening and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Business. I am your host, Sonny Vinuya, and as always, thank you very much for tuning in. Please remember you can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, and on Amazon Fire TV, and now on KGNG Channel 26.8 TV in Las Vegas. Listen to us on our PHLV radio app or get our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Now, I want to thank Sarah Johnson once again for coming into the show last week, talking about the Office of Small Business Advocacy and how they help small businesses. We have another fabulous guest for tonight's show, but before we bring her in, let's talk about trends. So what is the meaning of trends in small business? Business trends are new developments in a market or industry that affect the business environment. Typically, it is a way for small businesses to achieve their goals or improve their performance among their competitors. There are 4 different types of trends in business. First one is economic trend. It provides small business owners information about the health and the vitality of the economy and the opportunities that's open to them. So here in Nevada, for example, you can always check out the Governor's Office of Economic Development or any RDA. RDAs are regional development authorities, their websites, and you can get information about economic trends in the state. An example of RDA would be LVGA, which is called the Las Vegas Global Economic Alliance. Or you could also listen to economists. And that's why they're so popular, especially in the beginning of the year. Economists can give you trends of what's going on. UNLV have their own economists. There's a bunch of good ones. There's Jeremy Aguero. There's John Restrepo, the first two that come to my mind. And there's a few more, of course, that are really great economists. The second type of trends is social trends. It affects the makeup and profile of customers. They also help identify business opportunities. As a rule, social trends cause shifts in behaviors and changes in the way people set expectations and priorities. Now, that's a handful. Let me just give you a couple of examples, and you'll get exactly what I'm talking about. First one is Yelp. Who would have ever thought that nowadays Yelp would be the number one, I guess, venue for people to check if a restaurant is good or not? How about Amazon? Amazon is just taking over everything. It just makes it a lot more convenient for people when they're shopping. So those are social trends. The third one would be regulatory trends. I know that regulatory constraints provide entrepreneurs with the opportunity to tailor product or service. Regulatory changes can actually open opportunities. I know whenever we hear regulatory, it's normally not a good term, but you can actually make it work it for you. New laws and regulations often incentivize entrepreneurs to start a business that helps government agencies, nonprofits, individuals, and firms comply with the laws. A great example of this would be risk assessment agencies. So now there are risk assessments. So for businesses, for example, that are very susceptible to, let's say, hacking or something like that, or security, you could definitely hire a risk assessment company or an agency to make sure that you're compliant, you're doing great. Consultants is another one, right? And then there's the last one is technological trends. Rapid technological trends involves advanced and emerging technologies such as internet, big data, robotics. Technology is not necessarily the key to identifying business opportunities, but instead it can help create one. Drones, for example, I didn't even know this, but there's a lot of people that own drones now. And I just learned that you actually have to have a permit to be able to fly your drone. You have an app and you ask for a permit just to get your drone up. I mean, that's amazing. I didn't even know that. How about medical equipment monitoring? With all the new medical equipment that we have, those things have to always be monitored. Always make sure that they're working fine. So why is identifying trends so important in business? Well, I can think of, let's say, six Six reasons. The first one is help with better forecasting. Your life as an entrepreneur will much be easier if you can always predict the future, right? Yeah, when you know that the trend is shifting, you say you have a business, things are happening in that business, you can get ahead of it or you can be prepared for that change. Second, help us know what happens now and what will happen tomorrow. Very similar to the first one, but being able to use historical data to be better now and then again to be better in the future is always a great thing. Third, will help you become a leader instead of a follower. When you're ahead of the trends, you're always one step ahead of your competitors. So you can always shift. You'll be the first one in whatever that shift is going to. Amazon's, I guess, another great example of that. But yeah, it just allows you to be ahead of everybody else. Fourth, better business ideas. It helps improve or expand or create different venues for your business. If you're a retail company, it allows you to get the latest and greatest product that you know that's going to be very in demand. Five, it will tell you warning signs of what's going on with your particular business or industry. So if you see that it's shifting and your service or product is becoming obsolete, then you can at least start marketing something different or moving towards that trend. And then six, of course, it always tells you what you need to improve in your business. Yelp. If you get a bad Yelp review, then of course it tells you what you need to change in your restaurant in order to get a better a Yelp review, because you know that's how people check restaurants now, right? Or maybe find out, how do you contest that? Maybe somebody was just upset with you and gave you a bad review, even though you don't warrant it. So those are the things on why business trends are very important. As you can see, it really helps a lot when it comes to your business, growing it, scaling it, or pivoting, something like that. All right. So now let's take a quick break. When we come back, let's bring in a guest for tonight who can talk about one of the hottest trends in the health business. All right, let's take a quick break. When we get back, we'll meet our guest.
Just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
Welcome back. So my guest tonight, you're going to love the name of their company. The name of their company is the Beauty Factory. Now, who doesn't want to go to that, right? All right. Please welcome tonight my guest, Ali Magalhaes. Did I say that right, Ali?
You say it pretty close to right. It's Magalhães.
Magalhaes. Okay.
Very good.
She's advanced esthetician for the Beauty Factory. Good evening, Ali. How are you tonight?
I am doing great. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you really for coming in. We really appreciate that. So my first question to you is really about yourself. Please introduce yourself to the audience, a little bit about your background and how you got into this industry.
All right. So my name is Ali Magalhães. I work in Beauty Factory, and I am an advanced esthetician, which enables me to do a little bit more services than just a regular facial and waxing. We can work with lasers, body sculpting, a lot of different machines. And the reason why I got into this business, it's because I've always been a fan of it. I've always loved beauty. I did modeling back in the day, so I was very familiar with makeup, hair, and taking care of your skin and taking care of your appearance. So that was an easy choice for me to make after I transitioned from being a mom to finding a new career. So that was my pick and that was my calling. I think esthetician chose me. I didn't really chose the beauty business.
That's the best. That's the best thing when the career chooses you. That's awesome. Tell us about the Beauty Factory. How long has it been in business? What types of services do you do and offer?
Beauty Factory is fairly new. It was an idea a few years ago that I had, and it was a baby as for nurturing. Then the law changed, and we needed a medical director on site. So I met wonderful Macy Pastrano, and she took over the business, and then she's the one who's actually running the show now. So
All right.
it's amazing.
Yeah, there you go. That's a trend right there. That's a regulatory trend, right? There you go. We talked about it.
Absolutely. Yes, you're right.
Okay, so I read this according to Globe News. The med spa industry generated approximately 16.31 billion in 2022. They expect the market to grow by 14.6% and hit 114.88 billion this year, and by 2032 reach 63.79 million in revenue, a billion in revenue. I mean, that is an incredible growth rate. Now, was there a trend that you saw that made you decide? Well, you kind of told us about why you got in, but did you see this trend and said, "Oh, you know what? It's another plus why I got to get into this industry."
Yes, you're absolutely right. We just recently attended two huge conventions, beauty conventions in town here in Vegas.
Uh huh.
And it's amazing. I was blown away because every 6 months there is new machines coming up, there is new ideas, there is more improvement. And what I'm really passionate about was body sculpting.
Okay.
You know, being able to do those services without surgery. It's what made my day and makes everyone's day that comes here to see me.
I've seen some of those machines. They're incredible. That's another example of a trend, technological trend, right? Uh, I even tried one, the one that's supposed to be for the abs.
Yes. Talking
Unbelievable.
about EMS. Yes.
I read that minimally invasive treatments have increased in demand. Can you tell our audience what exactly is that and give us example of procedures that are minimally invasive?
Absolutely. Nowadays, we want to look beautiful, but effortless beauty. We don't want to really spend the money and the time to go through surgery and the risks of anesthesia and the downtime afterwards. So, minimally invasively treatments means less downtime. Sometimes absolutely no downtime at all. A lot of these procedures, you can get it done, got like a lunch break procedure type of thing, and then you go on with your day. That's the beauty of it.
Hey, seriously, wow, so lunch. When you say that lunch break, typically, really, I mean, is that literal? You could come in for like an hour.
Literally.
Wow.
And it most of the treatments take about 45 minutes to an hour, but within an hour you in and out. We'll get you in, we'll get you prepped, we'll do your before and afters, and we're very knowledgeable, so we make it the service relaxing and smooth, and we actually get results. So you get to see the results right after your treatment, which is very rewarding as well. And
Okay.
we're not and you get to keep those results too, which is even better.
Well,
It's very long lasting.
for the longest time, I didn't really know what facial was until my wife took me to a hydro one, and man, it was awesome. But of course, I fell
Did,
asleep because it was so relaxing.
did you say a hydrofacial or
Yeah,
did you say a That's the
hydrofacial.
machine I have behind me
No
here right
kidding.
now.
Okay, that's
That will be
awesome.
my next service today.
Well, speaking of service, what are the top services that people schedule usually in a med spa?
We do offer a variety of services now.
Hmm.
So weight loss program, it's one of the very popular ones.
Of course, of
That's not
course.
something I personally do. That's Dr. Ken Aris.
Okay.
Um, but for us here, we do a lot of the hydrofacial, especially because we're in a desert
Hmm.
and it's always hot and it requires no downtime. So you still get a very good hydration with a great exfoliation and a beautiful glow and absolutely no downtime. So you can't really beat that. We also offer Dell therapy, which is a facelift without a surgery. It's
Gotcha.
amazing.
Wow.
So that's exactly what people are looking for.
All right. What are the benefits of going to a med spa regularly? Is it all beauty or health as well?
It's both.
It's both. Okay.
We forget that our skin is the largest organ of the human body, and it
True.
does need proper hydration and proper protection. So, seeing an esthetician on a regular basis, I would recommend anything from 2 times a month, or at least 1 time monthly,
Okay.
to come in and get a treatment professionally done, so you can keep your skin in good, you're going to be aging really well. You're going to stay hydrated. And if we ever see anything that it's not on our scope of practice,
Yeah.
we always keep an eye to recommend for them to see some professional as well.
Okay.
So, and the benefits of the beauty of it is that it's very rewarding, it's relaxing. It's a lot of people come here to take a break and just stress, some good laughs,
Nice.
It's a win-win situation.
Very nice. All right. Historical trends show that more women frequent med spas, 63% of med spa customers. Has there been a change? Have more men started coming to med spas?
Yes, and I'm here to prove to you that at least I think it's safe to say that half of my clients are male,
Okay.
if not even more.
All right.
And back in the day, I actually had a few clients that would come here a little more suspicious, I would say. Like they wanted to keep it hiding. They didn't really think that was something that men normally get.
Really?
And nowadays it's half and a half. We
Okay.
have a lot of female clients as well.
Gotcha. So men are more comfortable coming in now by themselves. They don't have to ask their wife to do it for them or make the appointment. They just call.
No. And a lot of times it's the wife's fault. They bring them in and they get them addicted, and they know, they realize the benefits. They don't ever stop.
That sounds good. Okay, what would be your best advice for someone choosing which spa to go to?
I'm sorry. My client just knocked on my
Sure,
door.
no worries.
I didn't hear your question.
It's okay. What would be your best advice for someone choosing a spa to go to?
Oh, my personal advice is find a place where it's legal and it's regulated
Okay.
at first, and have professionals that are licensed and certified by the board, that will be knowledgeable enough with experience to analyze your needs and provide you with the best road for treatment.
Good. Okay. All right. Final word. How can they contact the Beauty Factory? Where are you? And what's the best way for them to check it out?
We're here in Las Vegas, on West Flamingo. It's very close to the freeways. We're close to the Palms Hotel and Casino.
Okay.
And if they want to find out our address or phone number, they can visit our website at www.beautyfactorymedspa.com, or check our Instagram page as well, which is Beauty Factory Med Spa. We are coming up with our own app pretty
Nice.
soon.
Okay.
And those are all, we're really easy to find, and we're very friendly. We offer free consultations as well. So anytime they contact us with any questions, we're going to be here to answer.
Hey, I like that idea with the app. So can you do like your appointments through the app and like what type of service you like and stuff like that?
And it is a rewarding app as well.
Okay.
So every time you check your app, it's going to be some type of offer for you to accumulate points towards your treatments. It's going to be amazing.
And just to end the show, that's another trend, another technological trend. The new apps now, it's amazing. It makes everything so convenient.
Everybody wants to be rewarded. Yes.
Ali, thank you so much for coming in. We truly appreciate you coming into the show and talking about med spas and trends.
Thank you so much. It was very nice talking to you.
All right,
Appreciate
take care.
it.
Okay. All right, that is our show for tonight. Have a good evening and see you next week.